Friends, every now and again I do a video which is a little bit different, okay? And some of you know I'm in the process of writing a book. I've kind of finished it. I bumped into a man the other day called Tom Bridge, who has written a book, done the editing, and it's published, well, just about to be published at the time of recording. But why am I recording this video? Because his book has got a thing in it, right? It's what he calls soft science fiction. And my thing's got a thing in it, soft science fiction. And I just thought, oh, it's too good an opportunity to miss. Why don't I have a chat? And you can see how authors actually work and operate, because I'm finding it all rather interesting. Tom, welcome.
Thank you, Callum.
This is completely unscripted. But there's a couple of questions, right? So when you write a book, you have some characters in that book that you have to invent.
Yep.
Okay. I want you to tell me not about any character in particular, but the construction in your mind of an individual that becomes a character. What process did you go through to do that?
Well, it kind of helped because I went on a creative writing course, so that's a big thing about writing character development.
Right.
And it's a bit like it's like when you meet someone, I mean, I've only recently met you, isn't it? So you sort of start to get an impression of the character. And so if you're writing it, you know, if I was writing about you, I'd first of all do some physical characteristics, wouldn't I? Hair, accent, mannerisms, because I don't know you that well. So whereas for the book, I need to then go to the next level of detail. So I need a backstory that explains, for me to start with, not necessarily for the reader, just so I know the character better than anybody is the
okay, fine.
So then I need to understand the backstory of that person. Did they have, a troubled life early on, for example? Is there anything that then explains why they behave the way they behave? So you do a bit about that.
So do you do that? So, you know, you're halfway through a page and you think, oh, yeah, I know what's going to happen. Because, you know, unless you're so scripted. But you've got to eventually come up with a story that says, oh, yeah, this happens. How is my character going to behave?
Exactly, yeah.
So you've already invented him. You know him quite well. You go, well, he's probably going to behave like this.
No, only when you're writing the book properly, for want of a better phrase. But as you know from what we discussed, I started with loads of different bullet points. So I put together a storyline over quite a long time, I don't know, 6 months probably, before I even touched the keyboard. And then you invent a character and you put a name to it. So then you do the character development separately. So you write a Word document. So then I did get to the computer just to say, well, this guy or lady is basically like this.
Yeah.
So then when you write the book properly, to your earlier point, and you come to them and you say, right, and I know what they would do.
How would he react?
But what you don't want to do, I don't think anyway. I mean, I'm talking as if I'm an expert. This is just to...
Yeah.
You can't just cut and paste. Well, I mentioned this person the first time. Ugh, there's everything in there.
No,
because the reader's going to think it's like a bio, you know.
Yeah,
so you want to tease bits out, really.
Yeah.
And you might not put it all in there, to be honest. And the other thing you might do is about relationships. The obvious thing you're going to do is write about how they behave with other people. You know, are they introverted? Are they extroverted? Are they rude? You know, whatever. Are they humorous, etc. But you might have another relationship with another character. So you might say, well, this character absolutely hates that character for these reasons. So later on, you can then tease that out. That there's some reason why that's going on.
When in the process of writing the book, my book, sometimes I would all of a sudden realise, without designing it up front, that this would probably be quite an emotional time for the individual. You know. And as I'm typing, I start to feel what the character was going through.
Brilliant, yeah.
Did that happen with you at all?
It did. Although because I'd done the work on the backstory, I probably knew did something. Yeah, something new did come out a couple of times actually, which, as I was writing it, I realised it could go a different way.
Yeah.
And you're right, it was linked to the emotion of the moment.
Yeah.
And so I then correct that, as in,
Yeah.
I think, well, I need to change the follow-up
Yeah.
that's happening there. So, yeah, that did happen, yeah. You get so engrossed in the work.
I had a beginning and I knew the end, and I
Right.
knew most of the bits. I mean, after it took a couple of years of thinking, like
Right,
maybe
yeah.
you did, but I had a couple of what I can only describe as logic bombs. In other words, I cannot get from here to there.
Oh, right,
No,
okay,
I
yeah,
could
so it was
just-
a problem.
I could just flip it there, but then the reader would go, "How the hell?"
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So then you've got to look at every character, and then it's a bit like a sort of programming. You've got to kind of slide it all together,
Yeah.
so that when that person says
Absolutely,
that, and then
yeah.
you go, "Oh, but wait a minute, we don't know that they are like that." So you've got to go back,
Yeah.
and that it was fixed to me. The logic. Wendy didn't understand what I meant for a while. I said,
No,
it's
I know what you mean.
got to be able to work. Even if you get to the end of the book and you go, "Oh, now I know why they did that."
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But everything, you can't
gotta
leave
make
an
sense.
unanswered, because I watch a video, you see a film, and this is the classic one. You're watching a film and all of a sudden the detective goes, "Yeah, red car, New York," or whatever. You know, how did you just invented that?
Yeah.
The script writer just go, "Just get a move on. Let's just get to New York and hunt for a red car." You know what I mean? It doesn't work.
No. There's nothing worse, and I'm sure you read books like this. If you get to a point where you're like, this is just makes no sense, it's ridiculous, you tune out and you stop reading it.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So the other construct we were taught on the writing class is flashbacks and flash forwards,
Okay.
because that's one way you can get over problems like that. You can suddenly
Oh,
do
I
something where the
see.
reader realises
Yeah.
you're sort of fixing it by going back somewhere. It's, new information that then sort of explains something.
Yeah.
Or flash forwards is the way you can do it.
Would you like to meet some of your characters that you invented?
Yeah, definitely. Trouble is, I don't want to give too much away, but
Don't give them away. But take your top 3 or 4 characters, all right? How many would it be, do you think?
probably 4 or 5, to be honest.
Okay,
Yeah.
4 or 5 characters. And would you have them around for a dinner party?
Oh, God, yeah.
Would they all get on with each other?
No, not at all.
Yeah, okay.
But the other thing I did, you talk about your logic bombs. Here's an interesting thought for you.
Yeah.
Have you heard the phrase, fiction is fact and fact is fiction?
I haven't heard the phrase, no.
So essentially, imagine you're reading a history book, right? It's written by a person, right? Okay. So what they can't help is their feelings and their knowledge of this event colours what they're going to write. A twist on this is, the victors write the history books, don't they?
That's right. Okay.
So things like the dates and places and names are going to be factual, but their take on what's happened, it's them that's coming out. And the reverse is true in fiction. So the reason they say, well, fiction is fact, is I can't help, me is coming out into the book, okay?
Yes.
So it's some of my beliefs, some of my pet hates, blah, blah, blah. You can't help, that's part of the story.
That's right.
Now, what I realised when I was more than halfway into my book, I'm quite an optimistic guy, and I hate bullies, I hate unfairness, etc. So I suddenly thought, one of the characters, the main characters, people are going to sniff that actually this is all going to end well, because deep down we can tell
Okay.
this is
Right.
So it'd be boring, because I was thinking,
Yeah, indeed.
I
Yeah.
was thinking, shit, well, how do I sort this out then?
Yes.
Because I'm too far gone.
Yeah.
And I remember on a course that we did, back to the
Okay.
creative writing class, they did this bit called the unreliable narrator.
Right.
And I didn't get this. I thought, if you're reading in a book and it's a narration, what do you mean it's unreliable? I don't get it.
Right.
So I then used that, basically, without giving the game away. There's the reader is be made aware of a storyline that's sort of written down, crudely speaking. But the first time they meet the character then in the present,
Yeah.
some of this is historical, when this person appears in the present, it's the first time they can say, it's like me talking to you now, right?
Yeah.
So then I flipped it completely.
Oh.
And suddenly this guy is totally different. Okay? Now, to your earlier point, you'd think, well, that's going to annoy people. But at the end of that chapter when I first did this,
Yeah.
I then said something that made them realise why they'd been duped, in effect.
Okay.
They'd listened to an
So
unreliable
the
narrator.
logic kind of worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I call it.
And then I wanted them to have an OMG moment to say,
Yeah.
oh shit, so this is what the guy's
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
My book starts in about 1831, 1832.
No.
So I've all along I had it. The whole thing was like a film in my head. Literally,
Yeah.
it was like in Da Vinci Resolve, and I have the whole storyline.
Yeah, I think of
I
it
knew
like
where all
that.
the cuts were.
Yeah.
I was almost planning camera angles. It was
Brilliant.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
as I am typing 1832 spring and summer, I even looked up what the weather. Was it a particularly hot one?
Oh, yeah.
I went
Cool.
crazy overboard on historical data, even though it's completely fiction, right? What the roads look
But
like.
that's going to be important to some people. They're going to say, well done, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So you're the horse and the carrot. The coach.
Yeah, yeah.
They were in a coach. You would have the coachman, and you've got a the guy, the guard. He
Right, yeah.
sits there as well. Anyway, so all the time it was kind of leather, dust.
Yeah.
And the noises of
Grime.
1832. There's no traffic.
Yeah.
You get clippity clop and you get over
Yeah.
gravel, and I found that quite interesting because I've never lived in 1832. I don't know what it was like, but I went there. I literally went there.
But presumably that then came out on the page.
I think so.
So, I mean, that's going to be
So when
engrossing.
I went to Warwick and went to Oxford multiple times, I needed to know those places, certainly the geography and the streets and everything,
Yeah.
kind of inside out, where the coach would come from, where he lived.
Right.
Could he actually see there and there from the window?
right, that's cool.
I got into the building, actually asked to stand at that window,
Yeah.
and I could see both because I wanted for people to be able to retrace the steps.
Yeah, fantastic.
Maybe one person might do this, maybe nobody. But I wanted to follow their journey.
But I'm sure, Callum, people would sniff out that actually this was real. So, therefore, it brings reality to the story.
Yeah.
The fact that it's fiction.
Now, my publisher will probably say, you can't do that, right? But at there's a disclaimer that I put at the front. It's all fiction and everything else.
Yeah, which every book has. Goes.
Okay, you turn the page and it says, this is a true
Oh,
story.
right.
My publisher, if I find a publisher, might go, we can't have that. But I wanted immediately to go, ooh. I wanted the reader to go,
But have you ever seen any Fargo series?
no.
Because they always start with,
Do they?
this is a true story, but some events, there's something that's different.
Okay.
But it always starts, this is a true story.
Yeah, okay.
Which I'm sure he's not.
Yeah, I know. I really enjoyed the character. So, okay, I'm going to tell you something now, and then you can tell me how you feel. So, when there was a certain day where I thought, oh my God, I've only probably got 20 pages to do.
Right.
And I'm going to be completely lost. These people are never going to see me again. Right?
Oh, so you thought the book people, all
I
right.
mean,
Wow.
it was like...
That is invested.
I was so lost. And I finally, somebody jumps into somebody's arms, and I went into the kitchen because about 4 times in this book, I got so invested in whatever I was writing that, and this happened and that happened and they're really upset and everything else.
Yeah.
The tears were coming down my
wow.
cheeks. And I'd go into the kitchen, grab a kitchen roll,
Yeah.
and Wendy would be doing something. She goes, having a difficult time this day. She got used to the idea that I was so invested in these people. And I honestly didn't know if I was the odd one out.
Well, I can't say I didn't cry when I was writing it. I did well up when I was reading it afterwards, actually.
Did you?
Because I was thinking a few times, I can't believe
It came
I
out.
wrote that. No, I couldn't believe I wrote it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like me. But no, I think to my earlier point, if you felt that, that's got to have come out on the page.
So there was particularly 2 instances. One where the kind of, the evil bitch, Lady Tavistock, has a bit of a meltdown, and it's almost confesses to God, but she's actually in front of her maid,
right?
And the roles reverse. And I don't know where it came from, because a lot of this stuff wasn't planned.
Yeah,
I find it's like I was possessed by something or somebody else to type this stuff. I mean, the whole 86,000 words was in 5 or 6 weeks.
Wow. That's incredible.
Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's all crap.
No,
I don't think it is. I mean, I had 10 printed, and scattered them around.
But we were talking the other day, Callum, weren't we, that, I'm a great believer that your subconscious is doing stuff as well. So you think you're possessed. But we've all had instances, we go to bed with a problem, we wake up with a solution.
Yeah.
And in the background, the brain's just doing stuff and then spitting it out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you read the research years ago, probably 3 decades ago, that, when they could put these caps on people.
Oh, with the electrodes and stuff.
And they were doing ordinary things, and they were seeing people grab a cup of coffee and they'd see the electrical signal. But what they found is a millisecond before, that signal was happening in the unconscious brain.
Oh.
And they did this in many things, right? So it was almost like the unconscious brain saying, Tom, time to have a cup of coffee. Tells the conscious brain.
And you pick it up?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And at the time, they were saying...
Well, you check the cameras, saying how they're all right and happy and they're not going to blow up or anything.
Yeah, and at the time, they were saying, well, how is this... If you get done for murder, you could say, well, it wasn't me. It was my unconscious brain. I can't control that.
So, before I wrote anything, and the reason why I'm fascinated about all this, I think the thought of writing a book never entered my head, right? It was just I had a little story that wouldn't go away. And we used to sit in Costa's and I would tell Wendy part of the story, and then she would go, well, that wouldn't work because, and oh, no, yeah, you're right. And then it just started to sort of overtake me slightly. But at the beginning, it was just thinking.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to go, you've got a character that looks like this, you've got something that happens, and that happens at the end. Mm-hmm. So, but if somebody is watching this to think, well, I've got a little story in my head, right? How do you think they should deal with that? Should they get it out? Even a short story? I don't know.
Well, they should certainly finish it off, as it were, and write it down before these things get forgotten. So they should have a story.
Right.
Or
should they go to join a writing club for a bit, or go?
Well, certainly that's where I was going to go.
Or something.
That's where I'd go, because I was amazed and overjoyed by how much you learn from those.
Really?
Simple things, like we were talking about character development.
Yeah.
And they do different genres. So one week you'll do kids' stories. Let's say, well, if you're going to do a kid's story, here's the way you should think about it. Here's some ideas. Go away and write 3,000 words for next week. I'll mark it as homework. So it makes you think of different things. And there was one on screenplay, there was one on steampunk, which I never even heard of. So it challenges to try different genres, and it improves your writing, arguably.
Okay.
So if you did that, you can then go back to the story you've written.
Yeah, okay.
And then...
But that's quite an investment, isn't it? I mean, I didn't do that.
It is an investment.
It just so happened that I was kind of a bit of a creative writer. I mean, I did a lot of proposals over the years, but that's all factual.
Right.
But I had invented stories and told stories to children and Wendy.
Yeah.
I'd never written one down. I mean, I've got one called Esmeralda and the Bricked Up Archway, right?
Right.
But
Does it end well?
well, I don't know, because I used to, when we were newly married, Wendy would be lying there and she'd go out and get to sleep. Tell me that story about Esmeralda and the Bricked Up Archway.
Right.
Now, I don't know where the title comes from.
It's a great title.
It was kind of Disney-fied, you know, where she talked to the animals and all this, walking through, following this wall. I don't think we ever got to the Bricked Up Archway, right? But I thought the title was so fun. After writing about my thing, I was so addicted to writing that I just had to start writing again.
Right.
So I started writing Esmeralda and the Bricked Up Archway. And I'd say I'm about a quarter of the way through that. And then eventually, you know, I have to get a move on and sort things out and do my DIY and sort the business out and everything else. And I think it's more of a winter thing for me because it's quite hot in the summer and there's DIY.
Yeah.
And I've got a field to do.
Yeah, winter is good, you're right.
Yeah, when it's bitching down with rain. You like that? So titles. Let's do titles. Was yours a natural title? Did it just... Right, okay, you better tell them what the title is.
Yeah, One Last Chance.
One Last Chance, yeah.
It actually... Because when you see the book cover, which is a picture of the world, you know, from space, you might think, oh, well, it's about the environment or it's one last chance for humanity or something. But in fact, it's an utterly different context. It's about some of the characters where one character, the more powerful character, basically says to this guy, you got one last chance.
Right.
So that's where it comes from.
Okay, good. Yeah. Do you think book titles are hard?
Well, because I've got little experience in them, because it's my first book, I can't come. I mean, chapter headings, which is a bit of a different thing, but similar, I guess. I always found the chapter headings quite easy because you know what's coming. So you just do a little...
like accident or whatever.
Yeah.
A bit of foreshadowing, maybe.
Yeah.
Is it like, do you think we're setting them up psychologically, the book chapter headings?
As in the writer?
Yeah, the reader.
Oh, the reader.
Are we setting them up? We opening up and go, oh, what's this about?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But yeah, book titles is a good one. I mean, I mentioned that earlier when we were talking, The Pier Falls. It was a great book.
Yeah.
And it's slightly misleading. What does it mean, The Pier Falls? I mean, is it a normal pier? What does it mean? But it is about a pier, and the pier does fall. Okay. But you don't discover that till...
Oh, my God.
But that wasn't what attracted me to the book. It was a recommended book. You know? But no, that's a good question. I've not thought about titles that much, to be honest.
It's a funny game, really, because we write however many thousand words. You know, in my case, it was... Well, I've got to trim a bit out. Say 80,000. Yours a bit longer, isn't it?
Yeah, nearly 100,000. Standard book, really.
You do that in blind faith. It's like a personal project.
Yeah, really. And it's for enjoyment, fundamentally.
Yeah. And then you get to the end and you realise that actually it's not too bad. Maybe it might be quite good even.
Yeah.
Right? And like you, I've had some test readers, you know, and it seems to have some legs, right? So I know you are maybe 9 months ahead of me, but I've got to do a hard edit and then I need a content editor to go, it's too much like a film here or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And then it's a case of, what do you do? Now, did you think of self-publishing at all, ever?
I did, because I know a couple of people have done it. And with the tools in Amazon these days, it's not a difficult process.
Right.
But somehow it's felt like sort of vanity publishing, you know. That, and I would have gone there fundamentally just to get something, a physical book to say, right, I've done
Okay,
that. That's
right.
still a good thing, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But I thought,
So
well,
if you're forced into it, you couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just be your own publisher.
yeah, so I thought, well, I'll keep plugging away and see if I can get it published.
Yeah. So now you found most publishers don't want to talk to thousands of authors every day,
Yeah.
but they open up periodically, don't they?
They do, yeah, or they use agents, literary agents. So I went through both vehicles,
Yeah.
watched for these windows opening.
Yeah.
And annoyingly, on the website sometimes it says it's open, and then you go on through the process, and then it says, oh, it's no longer open.
Oh, okay.
So some of them aren't that great, but
So eventually, if you've done the right thing and your work's good enough and everything else,
Yeah.
a publisher responds to you,
yeah,
right? Now, you had a couple, but I think it was Pegasus
yeah,
who got back to you.
yeah.
Now, is it a very mechanical thing, or are they very polite and kind? Are they like, oh, Tom, hello?
No,
I mean, it's like, yeah, you got your book, yeah.
oh no, it is very personal. But it moves to email quite a bit because basically they want to trade. Right, here's the timelines. We're going to send you a document about what we want from you down this process. So it's a bit different from writing. It's about the publicity and that stuff. But they're available to talk to in human form if you want to do that.
Okay.
It doesn't seem that they use AI bots as far as I can make out, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, but they got a system.
Yeah.
They got a system. So, you aren't that unique that they have to,
No,
create
we've done
a
it
brand new
before.
system
We've done it
just to deal
before.
with Tom Bridge.
And that gives you confidence, to be honest.
Yeah.
And you sign the contract first, of course. So you see, right, we're committing to do blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you as the author have got to commit to these things.
Yeah.
Sign here,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's done very well, I think. Well, for them.
Yeah.
For Pegasus, it was very good.
Yeah. So there is actually a launch date. Is there an official launch date?
27th of August, yeah.
So we're at
Months.
the time of recording.
30th.
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah, months ago, yeah.
So what happened? Well, maybe this video might go out as well. But what happens? Does it just up their catalogue update and it goes live? I mean, or is there just you get 21 gun salute on the Thames?
Not that I'm aware of. That would sound a good thing. No, basically it does just go live. It's available for pre-order, so...
Okay. Oh, it's available for pre-order now?
Both with Pegasus and Amazon.
Oh, okay. So if I can find the link, we can put the link down.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
And it says a little bit of blurb about the book. But what they've asked for, they want from me some help with the social media stuff. So, 3 bookstores near me, 3 libraries, at least 3 libraries or reading groups. Because obviously I would have the local knowledge. They could look on Google and come up with something.
Okay,
But
right. The best author to have a cup of coffee with.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be Callum. Yeah. So I'm just finishing that off and putting that together.
All right.
And I've been talking to some bookstores like Waterstones and
Okay.
others who will be able to get it.
There's a really nice private bookstore in Warwick, isn't there?
Yeah, Warwick
They
Books.
quite like doing book launches there.
Warwick Books and not Leamington, Kelworth bookstores as well. It's a good one in Birmingham. So I've spoken to all the owners there. But basically I need to get nearer the date.
Yeah, it's a bit early.
Yeah, they need to know, is this thing got legs from their perspective?
So how would you advise me when I feel I've got a finished product, or anybody's got a finished product? Where do you think they should just go through the grind, finding an agent or a gap?
Yeah, I think you can't really avoid that, to be honest. I mean, I mentioned to you previously, there's a book called The Artists and Writers Yearbook.
Oh, yeah.
So, which you can get
It's a case of
online.
grunting through it.
And it's updated, so you can see, you pick a genre, so mine's science fiction, you can see which agents cover that, and you just go through them.
Yeah.
And likewise, publishers, when their window's open, they'll say, we're interested in these things, which is usually fiction or non-fiction.
Yeah. And tell me, what What happens if somebody read your book and thought, I want to make this into a film? Is that already covered in the contract that you've signed with Pegasus?
No, I don't think film rights were in this from memory.
Yeah.
I need to check that. But it'd be great if it did, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Do you know who your lead actors would be?
It's terrible that you shouldn't admit to these things, really, because it's sort of over in the tail, isn't it?
Yeah.
John Hamm,
Right.
who American actor, because I like actors who I can do both ends of the emotional spectrum. You know, some actors,
Yes.
you think it's just them.
Yeah.
You know, if you were an actor, I'd say, well, it's just Callum.
I'm
with
just
different
looking.
words.
Keep going. I'm just looking up an actress I've remembered, but I can't. As I'm talking, I can't remember her name.
So John Hamm is great at being all warm and fluffy, genuinely, and a real
Hard
solid.
nod.
And this character exhibits both of those. So, but that's the only one I thought about in an idle moment.
So my the key characters, I mean, maybe 6 or 7, but the 3 key ones that you become really invested in is a teacher who used to be in the army.
Right.
He is an old-fashioned Daniel Craig. So it's
Right.
like a James Bond 1832 style.
Okay, right.
And then the girl who played True Grit many years ago, Hayley Stenfield, would be the
She'd be
girl.
your
She
pick.
was about 13 or 14, I think, when she played the True Grit girl. So, and then her friend, a little boy called Stanley, is probably one of the guy with the red hair in the Harry Potter. Is it Ron?
Oh, Ron Weasley.
Yeah. Maybe something like that.
All right.
But yeah, I've thought about them, and I'd have them all around for afternoon tea.
Oh, yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah, but the trouble is, if I got both camps, there would probably be nobody left at the end of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
But it's,
All right.
it's tricky as a writer. You don't want to, you can't help but, think about these things, but you don't want to really because it's over egging the tail. You think
Yeah, I know.
you're getting too cocky.
So far the readers have said this would make a better film,
No, okay.
but maybe it's the way I described it. I don't know. Okay, well, good luck with your book launch, mate.
Thank you very much.
When I finish my edit, I need a copy, number 1.
Right.
Number 2, when I get near the end of mine, you can advise me where the hell to go. Not to hell.
Right, yeah. I'm sure, but it sounds really intriguing, and from your investments in it and the way you've got emotional and the thinking, the historical background,
Yeah.
that's all going to bring it all to life. So it sounds fantastic. So yeah, I'll sign you up for the first, one of your first copies.
Right. And good luck with your book launch.
Yeah, thank you, and you. Cheers.